Hey everybody, thought I would try something new, and I am going to be shading with colored pencil a drawing that I did with Taylor Swift. I did the steps and I did some erasing, and because we're going to be doing it with colored pencil, um, and you're going to see where I go from here. Not going to be too much narration, but occasionally I'll come in and I will check the comments and answer a few. So you can put them in, and yeah, I think I'm going to be here a while, so check back frequently. I see that I have a few viewers. I'll be checking in the comments periodically. Um, I got to go down and kind of check on my family as well. I don't want to neglect them today, but you know, making time to do videos is getting tougher and tougher these days. So trying to multitask. YouTube's important to me, but family comes first. So there's going to be a lot of downtime. Put those comments in, and I will eventually get to them, even if it's a reply later. But it's a Sunday, watch some football. Um, I'm going to be here for a while. If I were you guys, I'd put on the football game and just hang loose, check back. Um, Maybe in another 5, I'll start answering questions. Last hangout that I did, one of my viewers actually asked me to do one of these live, so I'm going to see how it goes. Too many wires here. Not the best multitasker in the world. And I got to do this. Man, got my work cut out for me today, but that's all right. I like challenges. This is eventually going to be colored pencil. But I'm going to do a layer of marker first, then colored pencil, and if need be, I'm going to add oil paint. So you guys have seen me break images down into shapes. That's what I'm trying to do before I add color. I want to make sure I have everything, you know, kind of in the right place. Trick to doing this is going to be the eyes. Very distinct eyes, especially with the brow right over here. You know what's interesting is the picture on the screen, and I hope it's not like this when I do the video. It's backwards compared to what I'm drawing. It's like a mirror image. And I definitely don't want to do this twice. Yeah, let me add the hair to it. If I could get the hair, that's a big part of her likeness. Usually, it's the face, but I would say, you know, she's got a very signature hairstyle now. Got to get that. See, we got 10 people here. You guys are hardcore. I mean, there's football on, for God's sakes. But you're here watching me. Bless you. I'm very appreciative. Shapes, shapes, shapes. There's lots of shapes trying to get them in the hair. All right, let's answer a few questions. Let's see. Skunk FU25. Anyone else watching two streams at the same time? Who else is on? You guys are interacting with each other. That's good. See a lot of familiar names from the other day. That's cool to see. Still looks like Kim Kardashian. Well, I'm trying. The image is backwards on the screen, at least as I'm seeing it. I don't know if you guys are seeing it the right way, but we'll try to do my best with this. Let me see. Puragare does not like football. Right on. Well, hopefully we'll give you some good art entertainment here. Let's see. Yeah, and it was one of your suggestions to do this live the other day. Best vids right here. Have you ever met a famous or well-known artist? I met Chuck Close once. It was pretty awesome. All right. I'll let you guys write a few questions. I'm going to get back to work. I got to manage to be a good dad too today. So, want to start adding some color to it after I am satisfied with the shapes. And hopefully it'll start looking like Miss Swift. All right. Here we go. Back to work. I'll go back on your questions. So just, hit me up with those as soon as, and I'll get back to it. This is probably going to take me a very long time. These streams are like 8 hours. I don't think it's going to be 8 hours, but I'm going to be like back and forth with this. Might have to do it in 2 streams, but we'll see. while you guys are waiting, about my process. So I kind of have like a foolproof process. Um, Basically, start out with pencil, then I go to markers. After markers, I go to whatchamacallit, colored pencils, and if need be, I add paint. I don't know if you saw my how to illustrate a butterfly video, but you know, it's a way that you can edit as you go on. And I only sometimes use oil paint if I need to move stuff around. "13 viewers, you guys are hardcore." If you voted, it was number 2 that won. You probably know that already. Those eyes are very important. Trying to get the placement just right. There are some things to a likeness that you can fudge. The eyes, definitely not. For those of you just joining us, this is going to be done in colored pencil. I'm just trying to set that up. I was amazed. I saw a channel, Heather Rooney. Wow. You know, I don't even pretend. I don't claim to be the most talented artist on YouTube. I think I have a niche as somebody who really, I could get people from point A to point B, or even I'd say point A to point D or E. If you're going like, you know, A to Z in the alphabet, you know, I specialize in, you know, beginners to intermediate. And a lot of people learn quickly from my channel, but Heather Rooney, man, that lady is good with colored pencils. I saw that. I'm like, I got to do this one in colored pencil. Never done this with a live stream. Not the great multitasker, greatest multitasker, that is. But we'll see what happens. I'll check comments again in maybe 5 minutes or so. Uh-oh, gonna have a cameo. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good.
I am on air right now.
What are you drawing?
Come take a look.
I think it's a picture of somebody.
Uh-huh.
Is it Ruth?
It kind of looks like, Ruth. Now, I'm actually on the air right now, and look, do you see how many people are watching me?
Uh-huh.
How many?
16.
16 people are watching me. This is what your daddy does. He does, well, he teaches people in a school too, but he also teaches online.
Why could you come downstairs?
Yes.
Because Gabby is looking for me.
Oh, okay. I'll be down. I'm gonna try to do this for maybe another hour or so, and then I will be down. Okay.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I want to be a good dad, so can't do this all day, but I'm gonna do this for a while. I'm willing to give up the football. That's okay. Giants and Jets are pretty darn horrible, but family got to be there. And that's why it was so long that I didn't upload videos. You know, that and of course my mom. Being a dad is awesome. I hope you can see how I'm going from like smushy lines to more defined lines. Smushy isn't the real technical term, but you know, loose lines to tighter lines. Once I'm more confident with the placement, now I'm starting to think about line quality, which was never my strength. Kind of proud of my shading though. I can shade pretty well, but yeah, line quality, everybody's got a weakness, I guess. And the hair, this could be a little bit different than what the image looks like. $18 people here. I will check questions in a little bit. Maybe if you guys could put in where you're watching from. Starting to like the drawing a little bit now. Almost time to start adding on some color. All right, let me check some questions. Meryl, do you have any tips for someone who's looking to get into caricature? I love caricature. That's what I prefer to do. I guess, okay, first I would say I might be the person to look to for that. Look at some of my videos that get no hits, the stuff of my own art, because that's what I prefer to do. the reason why is because there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. I was somebody who just never could get caricatures right the first time, and then I started messing around with Photoshop, and I would kind of like stretch the image, pull the image in Photoshop, you know, and then I would go and I would draw, and I would make adjustments when I drew. My advice is find a way that you are very comfortable to do it. It doesn't have to be just drawn the first time. You could use technology to assist you. Anybody who thinks like just, you know, take the hardest way, that's just silly talk. Hope I answered that. Let me see. Mr. Magic King, you remember watching my videos 4 years ago. Wow. Thanks for sticking around. Froylan Aguilar, for how long have you been drawing, sir? Sorry, but you're new to my channel. First, welcome. Second, I guess, well, I'm 36 now, started when I was 20. So, wow, 16 years. It's rapidly approaching half my life. That is frightening me. Good God. Let's see. There's people fighting in the comments. You guys be nice. We got Froylan Aguilar's from the Netherlands. Manuel Schultz is from Switzerland. Skunk FU 25 is trying to make me nervous. 14 people. Yeah, and then another 100 or, you know, 1,000, you know, watch the video afterwards. So I guess I can't screw it up. But you know what? There's always a way to fix things. I always preach that. And, you know, it is a difficult task to do this live, but yeah, there's always a way to fix things. All right, I'm starting to lose daylight, and I got to be a good dad in a little bit, so I'm going to start probably adding the color now. So write those questions. I will answer in a bit. Let me just finish the hair. So even I'm still a learner. This is what I recommend. I just made a video. No, I didn't just make a video. I made a comment on the Heather Rooney video. I thought it was pretty amazing. She was drawing LeBron James, and she got all of his tattoos and everything with colored pencil. She actually started on whatchamacallit, on the arm, and she kind of it kind of made sense to me. It's like little things that you just figure out as you go. Starts in like a non-significant part and got like the right mixture of colors. So I might actually try something like that. All right, so here's what I got to look through now. And we're quickly losing daylight. So let me I could turn on the lights. But whenever you turn on the lights, it kind of messes with the color a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Still looks okay. But you see, you get like that red in there. Oh, well. Nothing I could do, I guess. All right, this is where I'm going to try not to rush myself. I'm going to choose Sunset Pink. Blush. Basically taking out my colors for lighter skin tones. See, I'm inspired. There's 13 people still here. That's amazing. There's a lot of people that want to learn art in the world. And, you know, I want to help out as much as I can. Okay. So here's the colors. And I'm going to start at the neck. I'm going to take a piece of paper that I could like mix the colors first. So here is flesh. This is probably going to be too dark. No, that's actually pretty good. Let me compare it with Sunset Pink. And these kind of get tricky because they dry in a different color. That might be the winner right there. It's going to look choppy when I do this, just to let you know. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just cover with this. Jump right in, be decisive. And we'll do the differentiation with the colored pencil. I was trained as a painter, so I think in layers. And this is just the first layer. I'm going to soften this. and then add it back. Nobody has a slow motion marker video because it's a medium that takes like so much time to perfect. I'm gonna move the flesh up here, flesh tone that is up here. And this will make more sense once I add colored pencil. I sense somebody's asking me like what type of markers that I'm using. These are called Ed Chart Pack markers. This one, Tombow ABT, I didn't even know that. And I also have Prismacolors, kind of mix and match. On the screen that looks choppy. We're going to smooth it out, so don't worry. Even the lips, I'm going to put this on. Right over some of the pencil lines. If you've used watercolor before, you'll probably be comfortable with markers. It's kind of a similar process. All right, so now we have a face that's kind of in, one solid color, that's it. Now we differentiate a little bit. I know it looks choppy in some areas, but that's where the colored pencil comes in. If there's anything that's really glaring, I'll put it in first. But, when we get to the colored pencil, that will change. I'm going to do something similar with the hair. But first, looking for some of these gray markers. I want gray number 1. See how they have like numbers on the top? Gray number 1, preferably cool gray. I found gray number 2, but I think it's an old marker. Yeah, that one's almost dried up. I've had these for years, they last. This should do. Here's cool gray number 2. Perfect. Yeah, that kind of seems a little dark. Let me get gray number 1. So we don't want to give her a beard. That would be bad. Just saying. Gonna keep the gray 2 over here though. All right, it's colored pencil time. Forget the gray 10. We're just going to be conservative with it. Gonna pull a few pencils from my stash. When I say stash, I don't mean mustache. Mustaches are creepy, man. Don't like them. All right, got my colored pencils, so we're back. And I'm actually gonna go with daylight. Oh, this is a hot mess. But we'll make do. See, Bob Ross never had problems like this. That's the man. Okay, light peach is going to be my primary. I'm going to take white. This one, rose, oh no, seashell pink. This one has a little bit more green in it. So we could use it for some of the cooler regions of the face. Bronze. French beige. Another cool color. And I'm probably going to test them out on the side first. So that's pretty close to what I want. And then mixing it with the white. go. First, I'm going to take bronze. And I'm going to put it right over the pencil lines. You could also erase and then put it back. You know, I think I'm going to do that on the other one. Otherwise, it gets a bit muddy. So this is a color that's not black. Yep. I'll be right back. Family calls. Give me 5 minutes. Yeah, so I see there's 18 people that are watching right now. So I'm going to keep this stream going, but I'm going to take a dinner break because that's how I roll. Sorry about that, but, you know, got to have some time with the family today. I'm probably going to do like maybe another hour of work on this, but check back in like 30 minutes or so. It's going to be a quick dinner break, but I'm kind of anxious to keep going on this. Thank you, everybody, for the patience. Yeah. Great, and we just jumped up to 21 people. Lovely. Yeah, let me write a note. Hold on. It's got to be a button here that I can push that. Did I just go there? Yes, I just went there. All right, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, this is going to be ongoing. So come back in a little bit. Leave your comments. Sorry about this. Just gotta, gotta be with the family. Wow, you guys are hardcore. Okay, so I'm back. Time to draw. Wow, and we're running out of daylight, so I might have to move my operation. This wasn't very well thought out, I guess. Oh well. It's tough to find a quiet place in the house. All right. Let me answer some questions. Mr. Magic King is about to eat peanut butter. Right on. SS Strong SS, sorry about that. Um, oh, you guys are having fun here. Merrill, what art type do you think is the hardest to get into, portraits or anatomy? I think the two of them are related. If you know one, you know the other, but well, yes and no. I always teach portraits because, like, if you do say you draw a tree, if you put a branch in the wrong place, it's still a tree. But if you put the nose slightly off, you lose the likeness. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you for being so understanding. Okay. All right, let's get back to this. Here we go. I'm mixing a greenish gray with a red. It's kind of an important shadow, otherwise it'll look like a beard. I'm using the color blush for the lips. It's more of an orangey red, but again, I'm going to use the colored pencils over it. Are you guys, okay, hold on. Can you guys hear me? All right. I think we're back on the air. Sorry about that. You guys still there? Okay, I think we're back. Sorry. Well, this has been an adventure today, hasn't it? So the question, what's the story behind the little old man? It just was a caricature that I did, and I think subconsciously it was my grandfather. But yeah, I just uploaded it to my YouTube channel at the time that I uploaded my Barack Obama video that started to get me an audience, and he's kind of stuck around ever since. All right, so hopefully all technical difficulties are behind us. Dinner's behind me. Let's do this. Here we go. 16 people. That's a good number. I'll be checking comments. I'm using a color called blush for the lips. And I am just using a white colored pencil in some areas. Oops. We fix it. So looking at the reference image, this actually goes a little further in. Well, let's start getting those eyes now. That's what's lacking. And she's got greenish, bluish eyes. Not that green, but it's a starter point. And black is kind of the magic color with colored pencils. Black and white. You have to be really selective where you use the black. Gonna check comments in a few seconds. So if you guys have questions, just ask them now. And then I think I'm going to have to do something about the light. We're starting to lose daylight. And it's going to throw off the colors. I'd say we're about 20% finished. A lot of work left to do. Now what gets tricky is in here. This is going to be darker. This is in shadow. I'm going to take a little bit of gray. I'm going to mix it in with that flesh tone. Grays are very important because they neutralize. Don't want the face to be flat. Right now it is. But when this is finished, I promise you it'll be Taylor Swift. Yeah, so right where the hair swoops down over here, see there's a difference in the line here. It's the line from the chin and it kind of goes into this. And that kind of pushes it back. Those of you who stuck it out, now is a good time. You know, you're going to really start seeing differences in the portrait. I'm going to soften the areas around the lips with some white. All right, so questions. Dirty Train 1, how long have you been drawing? Well, I took a dinner break. So I guess this started like hour and a half ago. Yeah, been on for an hour and a half, but it took a little bit of a break. Mini Lupe, thank you so much. Mr. Magic King 101, I think you left already, but thank you for watching. Sonia Sheen, yep, Taylor Swift. It's going to be more Taylor Swifty as we go on. S3R6I00 says beautiful. Thank you so much. Nick Jaws says, what's the story behind the Swift drawing? I believe I need to be filled in. Skunk FU25, good job. Yeah, you answered that exactly. Yeah, we voted on it. And yeah, I am trying to give as much choice to, you know, you guys that watch my videos, because I truly appreciate that you do. I've never done this before, you know, with the live drawer. I've done live drawing, but never, you know, for one of my videos. This is going to be kind of like lumped together in the shading part of the tutorial. Yeah, so. Shadow Kitsune Princess says, hi, how are you? Welcome back. All right, I got to be a good father in a little bit. So, like I said at the beginning, this is, you know, part one of, you know, a whole bunch. Well, not a whole bunch, probably of 2 parts. I want to get to the halfway point maybe, and then, you know, I'll finish it either later tonight or another time. So, but you know, before my kids go to bed, I want to be a good parent. So let me get working. Yeah, so I'm going to go kind of fast. I kind of have a neutral brown that isn't too dark, isn't too hot or cold. Hot, of course, is a color that leans towards red, orange rather. Cold towards blue. And I'm putting that in to kind of darken the region around here. And there's a very strong highlight on the cheek, which I'm trying to get. Yeah, so white kind of serves as the blending color. And for the hair, I can't really see right now because the light is, you always want to use daylight or a daylight bulb. It's kind of throwing off my eyes right now. Eggshell, that's a color that I usually use if I draw somebody with blonde hair. Wheat. Okay, just have my test sheet. And I love doing hair a lot more with marker than I do with pencil. It is such a pain to do with pencil. I'm going to change to a color called Eggshell. And I can't even see it. Ugh. It's there, but with the light. That's okay. So back to the colored pencils, and maybe in about I don't know, another 5 minutes or so, I'm going to call this part 1, and we'll continue with part 2, maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow night. But I'll answer a few questions first also. In fact, let me actually do that right now. I'm just going to spend the rest of the time answering questions. We're going to call this, it's not halfway done. I'm going to call it like maybe, I don't know, 30% done right now. Kind of like the face. Doesn't have a likeness yet, but getting there. She kind of looks like she had a stroke a little bit. We'll fix that. You see, what we have to do with this is we have to like tie it together to the point where, you know, you can really make the features out of the face so that it's fluid. Right now, it's, you know, the things are in the right place, but its fluidity is not there. That will easily be done with the colored pencil and perhaps the paint. So, but it's shaping up. It's starting to shape up. Let me go to some questions, and I can spend a few minutes. Then I'm going to go be a good dad. And maybe we'll switch cameras. Hold on. I'll be down in a minute. All right, switching cameras and then taking questions. And there I am. Oops, hold on. Okay, let me answer some questions. I can see a lot better with my glasses. Dirty Train 1. No, I meant how long have you been drawing in general? 36 now, and I started when I was 20. So, yeah, 16 years. Scary to say that's almost half my life. So, did you know liquid pencils exist? No, that sounds really cool. Would love to try that. Skunk FU25, love the white reflection on the lips. Good job, Meryl. I'm hoping to improve this like even more. Like, I hate leaving a video just like this, but you know, it is what it is. I gotta. One of the reasons I didn't upload videos for so long was because like it took me away from my family. I gotta balance that. You know, I missed making videos. You know, but I also have to be good dad. Let's see. What was the viewer record on the previous live stream? I think, yeah, 25. I think about that. I did one with Cartoon Block and Psycher at the same time. It was like 200. One with Sophie Chan was like even more. Lovely Mimi, great job on the drawing. Thank you so much. Hunter Roseberry, I've been fooling around with charcoal, and there are different types, like light, medium, and dark. Which parts of a face do I use each for? Okay, I got a good tip for you with that. What I would do with that is I would use it for, I would get gray paper or tape, because think about it, when you're using a white piece of charcoal, it's really not going to show up on a white piece of paper. Same thing, if you're using a black piece of charcoal, it's not going to show up on a black piece of paper. Start with a neutral tone. You're going to have a lot of fun with that charcoal. That's a great question, Hunter. You guys have more questions? Hit me up. I can draw, but not professionally way. What is your advice for me? Well, have fun with it. Have fun with it. I don't know. Some people call me a professional. I've sold some of my art before. I'm not somebody that like the galleries are like busting down my door to recruit. But through YouTube, through my website, I've been able to do that. And in some shows, just have fun with it. Yeah, that would be my advice. I think that people know when something is, something's forced and when something isn't. So my advice to you is just have fun with it. Skunk FU25, love you right back. Thank you so much. And I think you've stuck around for, pretty much the last two live streams. So thank you. Nick Jaws. Okay. So I might come on later tonight after the kiddos go to sleep to finish this, or maybe it's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, thank you guys for sticking around watching. Let me check to see. Anybody else? You're welcome. Haider Bayadi. And thank you guys. I'm putting thank you in the comments right now. Thank you guys for really sticking it out. I saw like the same amount of people when I left for dinner as when I came back. You guys are hardcore, and that's why I'm sticking around and answering questions. And I want to say thank you, and that you are very appreciated. I take art education very seriously. I don't think there's enough of it in the world, so I'm trying to do my part to, give you what I know. Is it hard to get into Photoshop? I consider myself too dumb for Photoshop. I use Paint Shop Pro, and you could kind of do similar things. Everybody tells me that the real Photoshop is a lot better, but I like what Paint Shop Pro does. Some peeps in the video game industry. Any tips? No, I really don't know anybody in the video game industry. There's got to be somebody on YouTube though that does video games. Magic King 101, you've been here the whole time too, so thank you. Hardcore, thank you. I respect your desire to learn, and I hope I did teach you something today. This one didn't exactly go as planned in terms of like the lighting, the dinner, and all that stuff. So Walking Dead character, I think that's going to happen in time. I really like the sounds that they make. It's good stuff. My wife loves The Walking Dead. Let me check back to see if there's more questions. Mr. Magic King 101, when you first started to draw, were you bad or did you have a natural talent? Definitely didn't have natural talent. Definitely, positively not. Wow, you guys left a lot of comments, I see. Daryl Dixon. Yeah, I think so. If I do one, I'll do that. Oh, we got 2 Daryl requests. All right, guys, I might be on later tonight. You know, this goes on my channel if you can't make it. I know some of you guys have spent you know, like a lot of time watching. If you can't make it tonight, the finished version, or you know, the second part where I finish it, you know, that'll be done, and you can always check it out either live or you know, the replay on my channel. All right. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. And you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Good night. Maybe see you later. Okay. Part 2 is going to be coming very soon.